I'm Mackenzie Lee, from Richmond, Virginia. And I'm here to tell you all about my experience as my ex-boyfriend's maid. And let me tell ya, it was the absolute worst. First of all, let's just say I was born with the silver spoon in my mouth. We had all the luxuries in the world. Until that time when crap hit the fan. When I was 16 and a half, we were greeted by two female officers.
Mrs. Lay, you are under arrest for embezzlement and workplace abuse.
So we're afraid you have to come downtown with us.
Wait, officers, you've got it all wrong. I would never steal, and I always treat my employees with respect.
Mom's right, she's innocent.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Just come with us.
This is bad, this is really bad. Without Mom's income, then how are we supposed to pay our bills? My mom was the chairwoman of a multi-million-dollar mobile app development company, whilst my dad was the amusement park ticketmaster. And like I said, Mom was the breadwinner of the mansion, and without her we couldn't afford the mortgage anymore. So we had to move out. For the time being, we live in a regular-sized bungalow. But just as we were trying to adapt to our new lifestyle, Dad suddenly got an unexpected heart attack. Dad, are you going to be okay?
I have a bit of a heart attack and in need of desperate cardiac bypass surgery, but other than that I'll be fine.
But the bad news was, the surgery is insanely expensive. It was like 3/4 of my old allowance. I guess there's only one thing to do to afford the surgery.
Be right there. Well. If it ain't my son's ex-girlfriend, Ms. Mackenzie Lay?
Hi, Mrs. Hindsight. Look, I've heard about your maid wanted ad, and I'm in desperate need of some money. But then Mrs. Hindsight said with a crap-eating grin.
Looks like the daughter of the app developing CEO is now desperate for work. Sure, you get the job. I want to see what you can do despite however. But mind you, it's a full-time job, so you'll barely have much time for school.
I don't care, so as long as it means earning the money to spring my mom out of prison and pay for Dad's heart surgery. We don't have maids or butlers in our old mansion, so I was used to cleaning up after myself. But Isabella was very bossy.
Faster. This isn't summer camp, you know. If my whipped cream cake isn't made the way I wanted it to be, you can forget about a tip, buddy. Make sure the toilets are sparkling and clean the tub as soon as I finished.
The workload was piling up each day. Good thing I'm not her future daughter-in-law. If it weren't for my mom's false imprisonment and my dad's medical fees, I would have continued to live the dream. 3 days later, I saw a luxurious muscle car parked in front of the house. And out stepped my ex-boyfriend, Mr. Isaac Hindsight. But he didn't get out of the car alone though. Turns out he went to Sandals Royal Caribbean with his new lover and my arch-nemesis, Portia da Vinci, during spring break. She's the leader of her clique, the Raven Beauties, and would enjoy making fun of me since the 6th grade. The reason being that Portia's always jealous of my economic background. On the night of the Hoko last year, I was dancing around in my beautiful white dress, with Isaac beside me. We were having a great time, until Portia and her goons showed up. Ugh! What the hell? They spilled my beautiful, hard-to-wash, Prada dress with fruit punch and orange juice. And the worst part was Isaac was laughing alongside the girls. The next day, we had an enormous screaming and physical blowout about that. And that was definitely the end of us. Isaac switched to Portia in an instant, and they've been dating to this day. Once, I was making tonight's dinner for the family, when Portia stomped up to the kitchen to spew some poison.
So, Miss Perfect, I hear you're working for Isaac as his maid, right?
So what if I am? Then she came closer.
Now, you listen here, princess. You try to steal Isaac away from me, and you'll suffer the consequences. Do I make myself clear?
She pinched me in the chest so hard, I felt her overgrown nails digging into it. And just that she's about to punch me in the face. I gave her a swift kick to the face.
What the inseparable hell? How dare you kick me, you savage animal of a street rat? Now, you're gonna pay.
Saying that, she took the pizza and threw it against the wall.
Now, clean up this mess, or I'll report your behavior to Isaac and his family.
Dear God, she makes me want to tear her bratty old esophagus out. But if I do, I will risk losing my job. Without the money, my mom would be stuck behind bars until she's old and gray. And worst of all, my dad will die. Whenever I was cleaning, he would make out with Portia in front of me at any chance they got. And every time, I had to throw up in the toilet. My only safe haven is Isaac's game room. I love video games, and I especially love playing on his Xbox One. So whenever I have free time, I would happily play around with my fellow gamer buddies. Since Portia was automatically convinced that I'll steal Isaac back from her one of these days, she decided to move in with him. From that time forth, my time there was absolute hell. Forcing me to clean up after her isn't enough for the poor girl. So she resorted to making me give her massages every day. As well as making her hair look glamorous, even more so than mine. The worst part was, the hindsights knew that I was being maltreated by Portia, but nobody cared. Well, no one, except for Isaac's little sister, Lena. Whenever I'm in the scuffle with Portia and her black hair bimbos, Lena was always there to fend for me. Lena is also one of my gamer buddies, and thanks to her staying loyal to me, the fact that the other gamers cut off all ties with me thanks to Portia and Isaac's false rumors about me didn't matter. Needless to say, the fact that Portia's moving in with the family pissed her off even more. One time, Isaac invited me to go shopping with him. Little did I know, that my excitement for this would be short-lived. Turns out I was there to run errands for Isaac and Portia. They would drag me to the dressing room to watch Portia try on new dresses for hours. It was exhausting and infuriating, but Isaac obviously enjoyed it.
Oh, I look so glamorous. Too bad you can't afford a dress that's as gorgeous as this. But don't fret, you'll look bad in it anyway.
LOL, it's so true. Even if she has her riches back, I doubt any dress will fit her.
And that's when I snapped. Seriously, Isaac, WTF would you treat me like dirt?
Why wouldn't we? You're just our maid.
What is wrong with you?
I should be the one asking you that. You really think I cared for you even during our time together? I thought you were the prettiest girl in school, especially because you were loaded. But then I heard of your mother's arrest and you had to sell your mansion and almost all your pretty clothes and stuff. Read my lips, Kenzie. Portia's my true love always had been from the start. You were just good for my luxurious leisure. But then I grew bored of you, so that's why I threw you in the trash.
Later that evening, I burst into tears in Lena's room and told her everything about Isaac's true feelings for me.
Ugh, that big stupid brother of mine, WTF was he thinking?
I know, right?
Not to worry, pal, I know the perfect way to get back at them for good.
Double, toil and trouble.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
At last. Our Prego potion is done. We used the opportunity to sneak the potion into Portia's milkshake the following afternoon while she was not looking. If there's one thing about Portia, it's that she's not really bright. Without suspecting anything, she went ahead and obliviously downed the glass. It was easy for us to picture Isabella and Jerry's reactions when they found out that their golden son and his girlfriend had an unplanned baby. Their reputations will undoubtedly be destroyed. And as me and Lena predicted, 3 weeks later, Portia got pregnant. The minute Isaac found out, he threatened Portia to get an abortion.
If you don't terminate the pregnancy right now, I won't hesitate to report to Mackenzie all the embezzlement crimes your mom has committed.
Unfortunately for him, Portia was quick to be defensive.
That's cool with me. I can simply tell her that your parents are the true perpetrators of workplace abuse.
And before we knew it, they got into the biggest and longest argument possible and exposed one another. Little did they know, I had them all on tape. So we made all of our statements to the police and explained why Mom should never have been imprisoned in the first place. At first, they didn't know what we were talking about, but when we played the tapes of Portia and Isaac's exposures between their two families, they started to believe us. We filed a lawsuit against the two wicked families for the damages done to my mom, and we won by a landslide. After the awful trio got incarcerated for the next 16 years, the first thing we did with the compensation money was to bail my mom out of prison. And of course, paid for Dad's surgery. Then Lena told me something very interesting. That cozy suburban home the family lived in was built by their grandparents. Now that she is an adult, she owns the land and everything that goes with it as well. Naturally, she gave Portia and her unborn child the boot as soon as she became the new owner, and she was on her way to her dad's place to give birth there. Isaac begged her to let him stay. He lost all his friends due to the horrible scandals with his parents and Portia, and he has no place else to go.
Come on, little sis. You're all that I've got.
Okay, fine, but you have to earn your keep, capisce?
Since Lena has a tiny ounce of hope left for her brother, she let him stay, on the condition that he does every chore, and I mean every single chore she asks him to do. Today, I'm a professional gamer and YouTuber because of my passion for video games. For each game I play, I get paid handsomely. I'm still in touch with Lena, despite everything that transpired with everyone. And sometimes I included her in my videos, because, why not? We're best friends, are we? According to her, Isabella and Jerry's favoritism towards Isaac over her was primarily driven by their jealousy towards the inheritance from her grandparents, which could explain his cruel behavior. I guess it's a good thing I will not be dealing with those rotten, uncultured good-for-nothings anymore. Anyways, this experience taught me that being a pretty young lady's not enough. We must also be wise and cautious, especially with the men we choose as significant others. The end. Thanks for watching and listening to our incredible story.